today I'm talking to you about Figma again. But this particular video, now, if you watch a lot of my videos, you know that I love Figmas. It's one of the brands that I collect more. They do really good anime figures at a decent price for the most part, and I really want them to expand a lot, because sometimes I think about like a character and I think, my god, if Figma did the figure of this, it would be amazing. And so I'm bringing you a small list of figures that I think Figma should do. Now, a curious thing, in the beginning I was going to do a top 10, but then I actually saw that some of the figures that I had on my list, actually I think there are rumors that they are coming. So, but I'm still keeping it on the list, so I decided instead of doing a top 10, I'm going to talk about shows and figures from those shows that deserve a Figma figure release. I'm going to start that by telling you that I'm going to talk about the show, and then I'm going to talk particular figures about the show, but that doesn't mean like they couldn't do more, because some of these shows have amazing characters that could be translated into a great action figure from Figma. So let's start by talking about One Punch Man Genos. Now, I've seen some rumors online and a picture that shows like an image with the Figma logo and the image of Genos. No image whatsoever of a real figure yet, but I believe this means that we are actually getting a Genos figure now, and that makes perfect sense to me because One Punch Man is really popular. And like I said in my re-release of video of Figmas, the character of Saitama itself I think was very popular with Figma, and because the second season is coming in 2019, it would make perfect sense to release Genos by that time. So yeah, I do think Genos is there. We're talking about Cyborg with a very cool look. He has a better look than the main character of the show. There is Saitama, much better looking, and I see a lot of potential for cool accessories. Now, for Boku no Hero Academia, or My Hero Academia, whatever you want to call it, I think there are two characters that stand out for the Figma treatment. We got Midori. Midori, I think it was probably one of the biggest successes that Figma has had so far. They sold out very quickly. They're extremely expensive in eBay right now. So again, in my video that I made about re-releases, I said Midori should be released, and they should release two figures. I think All Might deserves a figure, and Bakugo. And I think I also, a bit like Genos, I found out some rumors that I think Bakugo is coming. Again, it's the same type of images that I found for Bakugo that I found for Genos. I have no images of a figure itself, but apparently it is coming. So I'm glad if that's real. If that rumor is real, I think it will be incredible. Again, I think Bakugo has great potential for a figure with a lot of effects, especially if they do like effect parts with his explosions and bring that with the figure. It will look amazing, especially to contrast with Midori. Having those two figures together is great. But I think All Might definitely deserves a Figma figure. I can imagine like a great different faces that he can have. Now for Fate Apocrypha. Now this is even incredible that it took so long for them to make, because if Figma loves something, is Fate series. They do a lot of Fate figures. Some of them from shows that never got like TV adaptation, and they're all just the novels. But I think two characters from Fate Apocrypha deserve the Figma treatment. That is Modric and Frankenstein. Modric, I think I just found that yes, it is coming. It is going to have an adaptation, and this one I got an image online. It looks like it is from Modric, so I'm excited for that. I think because she's a saber, yes, but she looks a little bit different and more aggressive than the other sabers, and I think it can translate really well in a great Figma figure. And then Frankenstein. Frankenstein is one of the cutest characters of the show. She looks really cute. For the cuteness alone, like waifu potential, I think she deserves also a Figma adaptation. Because from that show, I think those two characters are the ones that stand out for me. So yeah, if they are doing Modric, do Frankenstein too. Now, I don't know if you guys know a show called Kenichi the Mighty's Disciple. If you don't, go watch it. It is a great shonen anime. Unfortunately, it only got one of the arcs adapted with a 50 episode more or less anime, and it was really good. But after that, they like did 11 episodes trying to introduce the next arc. So it was an OVA a couple of years after the first show, and unfortunately they ended the OVA when the new arc was going to start. There was a much better arc, because Kenichi is one of those animes that gets better until the end, until it finishes. Because I read the manga is amazing. And the characters from Kenichi are martial artists, and all of them also have really cool designs, very unique designs, very specific for the martial arts of each character, and they look really good. So if I would start saying all the characters I think could do great as Figma figures, I would be here all day. But I would say at least the two main characters, Kenichi and Miyu, should have a Figma adaptation. Now I still hope that Kenichi will get the sequel that he deserves, especially because in this year was full of sequels, some of them that we didn't expect, and I think Kenichi deserves that treatment. They are great characters. I can imagine a lot of amazing faces, because it's a very expressive anime that uses comedy very well. I can see, for example, Kenichi, a very like terrified face, because he's always being massacred by his masters. He's always afraid of what they do to him. But he has also a very serious face, like with his convictions, like the also perverted face because of Miyu, because she's so hot. Miyu sometimes has like a very cute face, very serious face, very embarrassed face. I can imagine all of that playing a part. These ones are particularly because I love the show, but I think if more people watch the show, they would agree that these deserve Figma adaptations. Speaking of sequels, we just got a sequel for Full Metal Panic, and that actually got a lot of different new model kits for the mechas. Actually got one that is for the Arbalest, but I never saw like articulated figures of the two main characters. And considering that Figma does a lot of the adaptation from school lifestyle animes, I'm surprised that these two characters never got adaptation, because half of the style of Full Metal Panic is lifestyle, school anime, and so I do think that the two main characters, Sagura and Kanami, could do great as Figma figures. I think they would look great. I think the anime has still enough popularity to push these two Figmas. So yeah, I think it is something that Figma should look into. Another thing that resurrected from the ashes was Shenmue. We are getting Shenmue HD Collection. We're getting a Shenmue 3 next year. And I think some of the two main characters could get some Figma figures, like Ryo Azuki and the villain Landi. I think it will look very cool. They wouldn't need that many accessories, but you could give them some accessories that would be very classic to the series. At least Ryo Azuki, maybe Landi not, but at least Ryo Azuki, I can see him with a great Figma figure at the style of, for example, what we got with the Yakuza's Kiryu and Goro Majima. By the way, I forgot to say in my re-release video, these two need re-releases. Yakuza is still extremely popular. We just got a new Yakuza game, I think this month. So I do think those two deserve re-releases. Goro Majima is ridiculously priced right now on eBay. It's like 200 euros. And Kazuma is almost getting to 100 euros. So if you guys re-release those two figures, I guarantee you, I will reserve in the moment they are announced in Obi Link or Obi Search. I will pre-order them. But yeah, But I see Rio with a Figma figure at that style, and it would be very popular. Especially because Shenmue has an amazing and dedicated fanbase. You can definitely tell that those people that help with the Kickstarter, most of them are interested in that Figma. Believe me. So another Figma that I had in my list, and I think I already talked in another video about, was Diva from Overwatch, because I like me some Overwatch and they are releasing a lot of different Figmas from Overwatch. So I have hope that they'll release almost all the heroes as Figmas. And my favorite is Diva, so I want the Figma of Diva. Diva looks perfect to have a Figma. And yeah, I found some images. Apparently it's going to happen. There will be a Figma of Diva. But I think it's not going to be what I envisioned, because the figure looks great for the style that I got online, but I was expecting them to make the mech. I think it would make perfect sense for it to be a more expensive Figma figure than others, but to have a mech and she could enter the mech and the mech would also have articulation. I think it will be amazing, but I don't think apparently it's not going to happen. You're only going to get her with their small guns. It is disappointing, I think. But hell, at least we're gaining the figure from Figma. But let's see more information and see what we find out. Alphonse and Hedlor Eric from Fullmetal Alchemist. Now, those two characters already have two Revoltech figures that are really good. But Revoltech is being dumb, because these figures again in eBay are extremely expensive. So if Revoltech re-released them, they would get a surge in popularity, they would sell very well. But they are not doing that. So I think Figma has an opportunity to try and make two Figma figures of these characters, maybe even improve and make better figures than Revoltech did, and basically supply the people what they want. They want these figures, but they don't want them at the ridiculous price Revoltech are now going for online. And finally, Overlords, Einzelkorn, Momon, Shaltier, and Albedo. And I could say more characters from Overlord, but I think at least these four are really good for Figma figures. Now, Einzelkorn will be more for the the visual and detail that Figma can put on that character, because I don't imagine that it will be a very articulated figure. I think a lot of the things from the suit, especially with the type of design that Figma uses, will probably limit a lot the articulation. Momon, I can imagine then, because it's an alternative suit for Azulgo, I can imagine being a little more articulated and really good looking, especially if they can switch the helmet then to his face when he sometimes takes off the helmet. He will look very good. Shaltier, I think it's perfect for Figma. I think Shaltier is like those lolly characters that you can imagine sometimes, gothic lolly characters from Figma, and it will look amazing. And come on, Albedo, her faces on the show are perfect for having multiple different faces, creepy faces, pervy faces that she does. It will look amazing, and I think the popularity of the show is asking basically for a Figma release. They already have some androids, but I do think a Figma from that show would be amazing. And basically those are Figmas that I can imagine right now that I think, okay, if they release these Figmas, I'll probably buy them. This is my list of Figmas that should be done. I hope to see some suggestions. What characters would you love to see as Figma figures? I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys next time.
Do it! Just